Our bottom side supports have proven correct, and the upside targets for this asset are looking magnificent. There is also a larger term time frame formation currently playing out, and you were already told about it weeks ago. Let's review the charts for an opportunity to get long this stock. Welcome back to the channel on this Hump Day Wednesday. This is ARCa. Let's dive into ticker symbol CLNV. Let's kill them. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive into ticker symbol CLNV on the monthly chart here. And as you can see, this is a massive green monthly candle here. And of course, we still have about almost 22 days of duration for this candle to close, but it's looking like a huge bullish engulfing. Of course, anything can change within these next 22 days, but still it's important for us to note that. Right, so in fact, price action came down a bit here, right, and essentially printed what could have been a huge inverted hammer. But to tell you the truth, of course, since it broke the top side of the prior bar high, it looks also like a shooting star. But like I said, there is a probability here that it could be looked at in a different manner. Okay, so let's go ahead and now move on to the next chart here. Okay, so I want to show you the 3-day time frame also about to print a bullish engulfing. So in this case, it would be a bullish buy formation. So what does that mean? Well, it's actually a strategy that I've created. Not really a strategy, just a definition that I put together myself, right? Not sure, I've never heard anyone say it, but yeah, I call this, these types of things I call a bullish buy formation. Okay, so I mean, and technically it's tri formation because we do have a pennant here, right? And one thing that I have been noticing here over the last couple months is that these pennants and triangles in the bullish side of things have recently failed to create some type of liquidity trap to the short side, and then it pops up to realize its true price objectives. So in this case, this is yet another triangle family formation that has done exactly that, right? So in this case here, we have a bullish engulfing, right? So hammer candle with a green candle here engulfing the prior red body and breaking out of a pennant, right? So bullish tri formation here, and it looks pretty good, right? So the first target, I do suspect to have already even reached it, right? It would be taken from the bottom side of the triangle to the very top side of the triangle. You apply it to that area of breakout. And it looks like price action came very close to that already in the last 3 days, right? 528 when price action came up to a high of 540. Pretty darn close, right? So now we can take into account the center of the triangle as well, which could arguably be here, okay? We'll go ahead and take this trend line. Let's just say that we were to break out from this side, though, okay? So we would apply it here, and that would be taking us to a target of about 577, okay? Now, 577 is very particular. This resistance is a regression based as the neckline for an inverse head and shoulders on a 3-day time frame. So a larger term time frame bullish formation. Okay. So now, yes, what you're looking at is a bullish quad formation, right? So now we have, I don't even know how to get this, but let's just say it like this, right? I'm not going to give you that definition anymore. Why? Because of this. So whenever we're in a descending channel or a descending formation, one of the most notable ways to exit these formations would be with an inverse head and shoulders. Okay, so this is already a bullish formation, the descending channel. Right, then this is breaking out using its traditional strategy to get out of it, and within this, it has a pennant, a 3-day bullish engulfing. I mean, and let's see what else. I think that was within this inverse head and shoulders is the pennant and the bullish engulfing. Oh, sorry, and the hammer candle. Damn it, man! Guys, this is just bullish formation after bullish formation after bullish formation. Like, how are you? There's no way I can definitely not bearish this stock at all. Okay. So it's looking pretty good. Right, so let's now go over this right here. This is the stochastic momentum versus volatility backtest of the 12-hour time frame. And the setup looks to be almost ready, right? We need volatility right up here to continue its upside pivot. So, I mean, technically this is sort of an upside pivot. I just really wish for the volatility component, the spectrum line, to be pivoted towards the upside. Right, so as soon as that's pivoted towards the upside, I mean, that's a full-on signal fired, right? And not to mention this, that ADX is sitting at just about 30%, and that officially tells you that this is a play that is viable, right? So this would be a final confirmation here. So as soon as we do get that volatility component pivoted towards the upside, this signal would have officially fired, if not already, right? So the cool thing is that this is leading to an upside of about 145% based on 11 total iterations where this has happened, right? We have one more iteration and it did reach for another upside here. So yet again, this probably is now 91% probabilities that it will happen. So yeah, so we have, but I mean, to be honest with you, we have to look at first the standard deviation. I'm sorry, the lower bound of the first standard deviation move, right? Because calculating the standard deviation calculations from the mean of 145 spots, 73%, the standard deviation from that is 121 spots, 62% upside. But the lower bound of the first standard deviation would be 24 spot, 112%. Although it is a lesser probability for us to go to the 24%, it is more of a reasonable opportunity for us to reach that 24%, seeing that it is already, you know, I mean, it's closer to the price action, right? So let's take a look here. Yeah, so it looks like the second time the signal fired was just about right here. And this is where we said that the top side targets for price action would actually be 145% to the upside to lead to 539. And price action, let's see, let's get rid of this. And this, and this. And what do you know? Yeah. Oh my goodness, man, that's crazy. So yeah, so price action ended up moving to 740. But I'd like to point out here that we resisted several times right at the take profit of 145%. So 90% probabilities here, almost 91% probabilities, team. This is very powerful. Okay, so I imagine here that if the signal isn't already fired, then I can imagine this signal firing over the next day, given that we still have upward momentum. So that means that we would then start pushing the envelope here. So this would be a 145% move to test this high right over here at about 1283. Okay, now, of course, we still have about a 24% move of the lower bound of the first standard deviation. Yeah, right? So we'll go ahead and observe that first. That 24% move could literally lead to, I don't know, somewhere around 6 cents, 6.15 maybe. Okay, so, but from there, yeah, the standard deviation here of 122 spots, 62%, that would be the 68% of the results. That would be the average performer here. Average. And now if we were to move deeper than the 145%, then I have calculated the upper bound of the first standard deviation, and that would be a 267% upside. I did that the last time it happened. Check this out. The top side target I guessed was 803. Top side price action came out to a high of 740. Team, I mean, I don't know what you want from me, right? But this is pretty damn accurate. Okay, I mean, or close enough, right? So I'm just putting it out there, right? So, I mean, statistics are statistics. They do what they do. They are what they are. And they're clearly working here over and over and over and over and over. How many more times you want, right? It's always working over and over again. It's not perfect, but it's working out pretty nicely here. We now have 12 iterations, of which 11 were guessed correctly to the upside, marking 1 incorrect. Yeah, cool. Cool. All right, so, yeah, let's go ahead and touch down on the RSI here, okay? So the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame is already moving upside of the SMA 14, creating a bullish crossover outside of the danger zone, looking pretty good. So the 15-minute time frame, let's see the 10-minute and the 5 actually. Cool, yeah, so the 5-minute has an immediate upside. 10 to 15-minute has a little bit of resistance where price action can pull back. Very slightly, though. It doesn't look like it could pull back all that hard, but it is a probability, right? So let's go ahead and observe. So I will remember to have this on the 3-day time frame. Let's see the 4-hour. Okay, yeah, so I guess that would be the pullback. Yeah, the pullback here would be at about I'm gonna give you a range here, right? But yeah, let's see. I would say 489 to about 504. So that is what I'm expecting as far as a pullback before a continuation to the upside. So in other words, loading zone. Okay, so let's just go ahead and kind of note off there these targets. And this bottom side, 1, 2. 489 to 504. Okay, team. And yeah, so from that small pullback, 30-minute time frame is upside. Bi-hourly time frame appears to be coming down, but I have to admit that this is still within the gravitational zone. This may get pulled up to the upside based on the immediate short-term time frames suggesting an upside, right? So now let's go ahead and move on to the 4-hour. The 4-hour time frame is just outside of the gravitational zone here, so it's barely escaping some danger. We have to see how that's going to react. This time frame is smack in the middle, so it's no telling what it's going to do, but there's a very apparent curvature here. Okay, this time frame here appears to, let's see, this would be the 3-day time frame. It looks like it's going to get an upside, but a pullback too. I suspect that to be the topside targets that we spoke of right up here. I'm sorry, I guess, yeah, it would be this one here, the 577. Okay, so if we're going to start moving upside to other targets, then we have to focus on the 612. And yeah, we've already kind of mentioned that 612 too. All right, team. So yeah, it's looking pretty powerful. So 5-day time frame here. This is where it's really at. So every single this is the way that I observe the RSI, right? So this is your bull strength percentile, bear strength. This is your bear weakness and your bull weakness percentile. Every single junction has a gravitational zone. 2% up, 2% down. Right? So in this case, please notice that on the 5-day, the RSI signal is now entering the gravitational zone. And this is the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile. This is highly likely to get pulled to the upside. We have an upside pivot here on the SMA 14 as well. So this is very credible, seeing that the 5-day time frame closed today. So we're going to see exactly what happened with price action. This is very likely going to already be pulled to the, come on. This is very likely going to already be pulled to the upside and likely beyond 62%. But we shall see. Okay, team, just don't take that with, take that with a grain of salt. I'm just saying. All right, so yeah. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Never, 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 never. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well a very, very good night, and I shall catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.